Hi everyone, welcome to Asian Business Owners. This episode is in partnership with Garage Society, a flexible workspace with 3 locations in Hong Kong, in Wan Chai, when we are today, Causeway Bay and Sheung Wan. Thank you, Garage Society. And if you're looking for a place to work from, get a free day pass by filling the short form in description. So my guest today has a background that looks on paper very structured and very successful. A career in banking in large institutions until one moment where everything stopped making sense in 2017. She went through burnout, and instead of pushing through, she stepped away and traveled to Bhutan. And that experience became a turning point, not just personally, but professionally as well. And since then, she's built, exited, and started again. From e-commerce in wellness to fintech to what she's building today, MaestroWellness, a B2B platform that connects companies, experts, scientists, and decision makers around one central idea: longevity shouldn't be a luxury. The upcoming big event, the Build Well, Live Well Summit, is held on March 26, 2026, to redefining Asia's well-being ecosystem. In this episode, we'll be talking about burnout as a signal for change, how personal experiences shape the businesses we choose to build, and how we should change the corporate world to make it more healthy. That's a big topic. Hi, Jasmine. How are you?
Good, very good.
Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me for this lovely podcast.
My pleasure. I think this topic, we have a lot to discuss, especially making the corporate world more healthy. I guess it takes more than a lifetime to do that, but let's dive in. I'm eager to start this conversation.
Sure.
So I was mentioning that you were working in banking before. So you worked in several major companies, and the last one was BNP. So I guess that was a very stressful and very demanding environment. Back in 2017, what was your life like at this time? And what was the environment like that led you to feel the early signs of burnout, let's say?
Okay. Honestly, 2017 still feels very close to me. I was deep in fintech that time after BNP, and the pace was relentless. And long hours, constant pressure, regulation on one side, growth, targets on the other. It was a non-stop perform, push, repeat cycle. So at first I told myself, this is not just a job. But what I noticed over time was that the stress didn't switch off. I was exhausted in a way that couldn't sleep. My focus slipped in meetings. I became short-tempered, slapping at things that normally wouldn't touch me.
And so it really affected your personal life and your health?
Yes, that's right. So that's why, and the biggest red flag, I think, this quite sense of disconnection with myself. And I felt like I was losing my spark, but I didn't yet have the language for it. Burnout didn't hit me suddenly. It actually accumulated. And strangely, hitting that wall become gifts to me. It was the first time I really stopped and listened to myself.
Okay, so why was it the first time that you were listening to yourself? Because is it something that maybe in your family, in your culture, is it something that also the work culture you were in, or maybe how you behave, your character?
I think for my job, right, we need to think 360. And that's the things that you don't want to miss the thing, right? And that's why the stress coming from there. And at that point of time, I think I also need to take care of my young kids. So it's both way. I guess most of the time when you come through different stages of life, you have different things to handle. And how you handle the stress is one thing that we need to learn.
Yeah. And if you don't handle it well, it can quickly impact your sleep, your eating habits.
Exactly.
You eat more sugar, snacks, and things like that. And then even your skin.
Everything. Stress is one of the things.
So these were the early signs.
At that point of time, yes. Yeah.
how did you realize that this wasn't just a bad phase, but something more serious?
I think at one point of time you feel like you really can't focus on things, and you're a bit stuck. And when you feel that static, right, you can't really make good judgment call on things. That's the moment that you think you need to stop and reflect on yourself.
Because I've been there as well, and I remember that I felt the early signs, but I didn't really pay attention. And I thought just I need holiday or time off. So I remember taking some time off, and it can last for quite a long time, actually, even for a year or more, until even holidays can't fix it.
Yeah.
And actually, it was a mix of the work culture, too much work, the workload, but also a misalignment.
Yes.
I was not aligned anymore. And I think that's the thing that you realize only after, right?
Yes, that's right.
So what did you decide to do after that? You decide to travel? Did you quit your job? What happened? Because you have kids, right? So you can't just throw everything
I've got
away.
my families to take care of them.
Okay.
So actually, I went to Bhutan, but it wasn't a strategic decision. I would say that it was just very instinctive.
Okay.
I was drawn to the idea of a country where measure success based on happiness instead of GDP. At that point, I lead distance from all those noise and something that challenge how I define success. Being this especially alone on the mountains, in the mountains.
Because you left alone there.
I was it was a solo trip.
Okay.
So I went there by myself up to the mountains, created a level of stillness I hadn't experienced in years. No emails, no phone calls, no meetings, no expectations for anything, just have a very clear mindset. That's when the hard questions surfaced. It was like, if not now, when?
Yeah.
So there wasn't a dramatic aha moment. I realized I didn't want to keep building a life that looked on paper, just on paper, but felt empty inside.
Yeah.
So that trip didn't give me all the answer at all, but it gave me some sort of permission, and that changed everything after that.
So it sparked something.
Yes.
And maybe also you had the freedom and the time to think, because when you are all the time 100% in your work, but then you have to take care of your kids, and then you're running from one place to another, you don't have time to actually properly sit down and realign what's in my mind, empty your head also, and have really time to start healing this.
Yeah, I think everyone's in particular in Hong Kong, right? People are just very focusing on their career and neglecting their holistic well-being.
Yeah.
And that trip made me realize something. What I want to do next, and my own well-being. I think is first priority now at that point of time. And that's why I decided when I come back to Hong Kong, I need to do something more purpose-driven, mission-driven, and what I can do to share my experience with the others.
And so when you went back to Hong Kong after this trip, how long did you go there? Didn't you stay?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you make any big decisions when you went back?
I actually, the first thing I did was committed to learning. I learned a lot. I didn't burn everything down overnight. I actually built a bridge for that. I started to pick up different types of studies, functional medicine, longevity, also attend yoga classes, course. So it's actually it's in a very structured way when I came back to Hong Kong. I think what surprised me was how grounded I felt after all those kind of things I gone through, instead of running away from my past, I think I was integrating with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that taught me something important. Change doesn't have to be redness. It can be intentional. Small, consistent steps can actually completely redirect your life to another.
Okay, so you don't have to make radical changes of everything in
One
your
day
life?
at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
When you feel it, you know what to do next.
But how could you handle the learning and everything you started learning about wellness and longevity while still working?
Yeah, I think when you passion on something, right, you balance yourself a little bit, and you know that that's something that will drive you to that directions. But at that time, I think my professional is still on my work, right, my day job. At the same time, I can develop my side hustle. Why not?
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so actually, the place that your job had in your life, kind of your priorities changed.
I think that balanced my life a little bit, because not purely focusing on the day job, but at the same time, I got my passion on redirect my attention on how to improve my own holistic well-being.
Okay.
So that's something that I learned it after I gone through all those burnouts. And then I learned something, picked up something new, how to improve yourself, how to make yourself better. So I think it's a evolving journey.
Yeah. So you experienced burnout many times?
Oh, no, not many times, but just one time.
Okay.
But that one time can let you learn how to heal. And most important is self-awareness. When you spot that, you learn it and try to find a solutions to that.
I agree. So that was kind of the beginning of the turning point.
Yes.
Before jumping to what happened next, I have just very quick this or that question. It's 5-6 questions.
Okay.
I give you 2 words and you just pick one.
Okay.
Fast pace or slow growth?
Fast pace.
Structure or flexibility?
Flexibility.
Impulsive decision or well-considered move?
Well-considered move.
Team or solopreneur?
Team.
B2B or B2C?
B2B.
And last one, data-driven or intuition-led?
I think both.
Yeah, you need a bit of both.
We need to have data to make more. I trust my intuition, but at the same time, we need data to validate the intuition, whether it's right or not. In particular, that now I'm running a startup, and I need that both balanced way of handling my business.
I think maybe intuition is our own data, our own experience. Of everything we saw throughout our life. And this is our internal data that we have that we can't really explain. And the data is, the numbers. So of course we need both. Okay, cool. Then you were still working at this bank and then...
it's actually fintech company at that time.
Oh, yes. And you switched. Oh, so when you went back from your trip?
Yeah. I was with fintech,
okay, a fintech company. Okay, so it was a startup.
It's a startup.
Okay, so it was maybe one move closer to being a founder.
Yes,
in a way?
That's right. It's evolving journey.
What did you learn there with this experience?
For fintech, from a large corporate moving to a fintech company startup, you need to do everything. Put up your sleeves on everything. You don't have the luxuries, the resources to do everything. So build it up from scratch. That's something that I learned from there. Okay. And how can you use the minimum resources to optimize your operational benefits? How to grow our business from 0 to 1. That's something that's really a journey for me to learn through the whole journey, and I built up my own company.
And did it change your vision of money, of success?
Yes, before when I work, right, you always want to look for go up to the ladder. You want to grow more money, but it changed my perceptions when I built up my own company, and in particular after the burnout, after I learning for the well-being, I know that that's something bigger than money, and we have to see it different from different angle. Yep.
This was kind of a transition period for you. And in hindsight, it makes total sense. But then how did you prepare for what was next? Because after that, you started your e-commerce business.
Yes, that's right.
How did you move from this fintech company? How long did you stay there?
4.5 years. I think for that period, right, I learned how to run a fintech company with finance and technology is a bridge again. And then combine my with my knowledge on well-being, it's totally makes sense for me to bridge that gap from fintech to health tech. So with my knowledge on technology and on well-being, so from finance to fintech, fintech to health tech. So it's a evolving journey from what I accumulate my previous experience from that.
Yeah. Okay, so you stayed 4 years there. I think it's a good thing to highlight this because we always want things to move very fast. I see on social media, in other business podcasts, that people want to grow faster. They want their company to reach this or that objective in the next 2 years. But actually, it takes time to be aligned, to find what you want to do, and to build a proper business that is good for you and that you feel fulfilled. So I think it's interesting that it's not a transition that was like done overnight. It's not like, oh, okay, I was in banking, I traveled, I came back, quit my job, worked in a fintech company for 1 month and then stopped. You know, it's actually a process.
Yes.
And I think I would like to highlight that because it's really part of it, of the journey. You have time. Take your time to figure things out.
Yes.
And I guess what you learned during this experience, as you were saying, was super important for what was next.
Yeah.
And I guess you met also probably some people that you worked with after or that helped you somehow. So yeah, I like to see the process, the progress of all this journey.
Yeah, I think I feel grateful for all the people I met, and without them, it will not become who I am today. And I think for the journey that from moving from banking to fintech to health tech, it tells me a lot of becoming more confident of building something meaningful from scratch.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone can, I want to inspire people to do that because building something from scratch is not easy, but it's very rewarding, I would say that. Because once you move from 0 to 1, then you will feel more fulfilling and satisfied.
Yeah, I agree. You need your support team.
Yes.
So then you finally stopped working at this fintech company, and you started your e-commerce business.
It's actually e-commerce platform, fintech, and then
the e-commerce platform,
B2B platform, B2B marketplace.
Okay, so
platform.
you were doing both?
Yes, at the same time.
Okay, so can you explain what happened there? Like, why did you start this e-commerce platform while you were working at this fintech company?
After Bhutan, I started to think about I should build something new, right, to help inspire others to live better. So I start with an e-commerce platform. I genuinely believe that eating what you eat is who you are. So that's why I source high qualities matcha powder and acai powder and launched the online business, thinking it would be fairly simple, but actually it wasn't. But running it solo taught me a lot of things. I learned I'm actually a curious and resilient person. And also, I actually enjoy uncertainty when the work aligns with my value.
Where did you source the product from?
For the organic matcha powder, it's actually from Japan. I visit the farm and I check it out, all the quality. So it's all amazingly produced.
Okay.
But it's hard work because you need to do it from everything from yourself, from sourcing, from branding, everything. As you're working now, right? You also start something from scratch. So I guess you also feel the same feeling.
So you were selling other things that matcha powder and acai powder?
Yes.
Like organic superfood?
Organic, yeah, organic.
Okay. How did you manage to handle as you said, the logistics of this? Also the website?
Yeah.
I guess,
yes.
You need to build a website, and then when you have orders, and how did you handle that by yourself?
Of course, I will outsource to some people, part-time people, to help me out on that. So you can't do it all by yourself. You
especially
need to
working in
exactly.
the fintech company at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so it was a very good first experience of owning your own business. And did you stop it after that?
I still running the platform, and people can still buy their superfood online. But I think what I learned from that e-commerce platform is evolving me to build up the B2B marketplace, MaestroWellness, because you can't scale for e-commerce, but you want to do bigger and build up a larger audience, customer base. So it's evolving. Everything is evolving.
And what's it called, this website?
Hygge Wellbeing. Hygge Wellbeing.
Okay. Yes. How do you spell it?
Hygge.
Hygge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this brings us to what you're building today.
Yes.
MaestroWellness, as I said, a B2B platform focused on health span, longevity, and corporate well-being.
That's right.
So it's like you had all the pieces of the puzzle in front of you.
Yep.
And then you put them all together and you founded this company. So how did it happen?
So I guess the biggest issue nowadays is the gap between living longer and living well. All those chronic stress, burnout, metabolic disease, they quietly erode people's health over time. Often while organizations stay focused on productivity alone, but I think they negate the other areas of the organizations. They're still missing the mark in treating well-being as a service level add-on. For example, like some companies, they only have an app, a yoga class, or one-off initiative. Those things aren't bad, but they don't touch the root causes of what's hurting the people of their employee. So when organizations take that seriously, the shift is dramatic, not just in health, but in trust, engagement, and productivity of improving the performance of the staff.
This is something, it's a systemic problem across the corporate world, I would say globally.
Yes.
What was the process in your mind? Because these were things that you had, that you knew, and also you experienced it yourself. What was the pivot moment that led you to stop what you were doing at this fintech company and actually take the leap?
Actually, the fintech company was acquired by another company. That's the pivot moment when I think that, okay, what's next then?
Yeah.
So as I said, my journey is evolving. It's just, I feel grateful for that journey to be smoothly transitions the way I want to. After the exit, I formed this company with the product knowledge, the technical knowledge, and the fintech knowledge, combining with my well-being, wellness knowledge. It's all combined together in one puzzle.
You took that as an opportunity to take the leap and do something different. How did you start this? Did you you sat at home and be like, I'm going to start a B2B wellness B2B platform. What's the business model? What did you tackle first?
First, you need to have customer
Who are you targeting? Corporates.
Corporates, and also the health wellness service providers. We do customer interviews with them first, and then come up with the idea, what pain points the customers got, and how we're going to find the best solutions, and discuss with the team how we're going to build the whole business model.
Okay, so let's say I'm a big company, corporate company. What triggers them to embark on this journey to work with you?
First, they need to have the same visions. They want to improve their employees. Different companies, they got different goals, right? Some of the companies, they are focusing on improving their productivity, engagement of the company. So you need to understand each single unique requirements of the company, because knowing your customer is the first important priority for us to build a relationship with them, and that's crucial.
Okay, so and then based on that, you design a solution. So can you give examples of what you do for these companies to improve the employees' well-being?
So basically, we're a platform that connects with all those health and wellness providers. Once we know that what their needs are, then we will help them to match with the right service providers to them. We've got a large selections of health and wellness people, professionals, and we will find the right one to meet with the corporate needs.
Okay, so it can be, we mentioned yoga because it's just something that it's easy as an example, but what else, for example?
Anything like therapists, digital products, any health and wellness services that you can think of.
Okay, and then do you follow up to see the outcomes of putting in place such solutions for the employees? We improved productivity by X percentage.
We provide reports to them. We can provide reports to them, telling them that whether it can fulfill their KPIs.
And what can be the KPIs then, except productivity, for example?
Engagement, whether they have less sick leave, and because that can be an indicator for them to show that the well-being of the staff actually improving, right? And also the drop in the premium of the insurance as well.
And I guess retention
as well.
Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting topic, because I was working on in my previous companies, I was working on digital marketing topics, but also a bit involved in diversity and inclusion topics.
Yes.
It's a bit different, but I actually quite related in a way that it's a way to improve employees' well-being.
Yes.
Because it was about helping people feeling good in the workplace and not hiding, whatever disability or anything they had in their lives. So these are topics that I think are addressed more and more in the workplace compared to before. Even the relationship to work, I think, has shifted. You'll tell me what you think about that. But when I compare my relationship to work when I was in corporate, my friends, to my parents, it's not the same thing. I feel like now people are more aware of the influence and the impact they can have in a company, and can maybe negotiate a bit more than before the previous generations, right?
Yeah, the new generations they are more purpose-driven, right?
Yeah.
They want a company to look after them.
Yeah.
Well-being is one of the key indicators the new generation will look for. If the company have purpose-driven, like taking care of their staff, make them happy, then eventually it can go back to the company themselves.
The salary is not at all the first criteria when it comes to choosing a company.
Yes.
If in the corporate world, there are many health-related issues, maybe, I don't know, chronic diseases, back pain, or maybe depression or stress, burnout.
Stress, burnout.
What would be the number one?
Stress, burnout is one.
Yeah.
In particular, when the economy is not going good, right? And the corporate will push for targets, meeting new growth, and that's where the pressure comes from. And how can the team can handle that? And it adds up to their point that they can't handle, right? And if the company didn't provide the right amount of programs to help their staff, eventually the staff may leave. They may have sickness, and it keep going for the cycle.
I'm just wondering also about the fact that, well, this is for jobs in an office. I'm not talking about like workers, and because they don't work in offices, but for like in banking, finance, marketing, all these jobs, very digital. So you can basically work from anywhere, remotely. I think it's a great thing to be able to do that, and we can do way more. But do you think it also has an impact on the fact that people are always reachable and they can't really disconnect from work?
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. In particular, after the COVID, people work from home, and that's why they, as you just mentioned, right, they can't disconnect from their work. Work life is actually mixed together. It's hard for them to define aligned. It's actually created a lot of mental health issues, and because people just sit there and they didn't do many exercise. That's why one of the things we want to have is provide this type of wellness program, well-being program, holistic well-being program for the company to look after their staff.
And from your clients or companies, what is this thing they get wrong? Maybe they have misconceptions?
They have misconceptions, and also they think that because they have limited budget, right? I understand that. So they don't have the whole picture of how to improve the staff. That's why we are here to help them out. They outsource the program to us. We are professional. We provide them with the right solutions, and they're happy with that.
Okay. Do you have sometimes to convince other people that have a lot of objections or that don't really understand why this is important?
Education is important. That's why we need to talk to the team, and in particular the key stakeholders of the company, and to understand what are the key issues, what they want to fix, and how we can help them out to improve their situations. It's communications, and we need to understand what their needs are.
I mentioned in the introduction that you're running a big event in March on the 26th. So it's called the Build Well, Live Well Summit.
That's right.
It's happening in Hong Kong. So you bring together experts, scientists, investors, operators. How did you come up with this idea? It's the first time you're running this event?
Yes, that's right. It's first time. I think everyone could see the problem, but we weren't talking to each other. So that's why we create these opportunities for bringing all those people together. And through keynotes, panels, workshops, let them to have the real dialogue to talk about on health span, longevity, policy, capital, and also systems change. It's crucial because you need to pull out all the right stakeholders together, so that they can have the real dialogue of discussing what you can take away from that. My hope is that it becomes more than an event. I want to spark the partnerships, influence the decision makers, and also grow into an annual movement focusing on building lives and organizations that truly support long-term well-being.
Is it for corporate companies or any individual or specific
So as you just mentioned, right, it includes the policymakers, it includes the startup, fintech, not fintech, health tech, health and wellness providers, academia, scientists in this particular area.
What about anyone interested in wellness?
Of course, they are feel free to join because it's a forum for us to any passionate people who are really interested into this topic. We are welcoming to join this event because anyone's idea, anyone's chip in can make an impact to the society.
Okay, and this brings us to the very last question.
Mm-hmm.
This is the signature question of my podcast. I ask it to all my guests, and I like to compare then the answers. So from your experience as a founder, what lessons have you learned that you would like to share with the fellow business owners that are listening to us or the future ones?
I think resilience matters, and but so does self-awareness. Having resilience is not enough. You need to self-aware what's happens to yourself, and you will face setbacks, right? And how you respond to them matters more than avoiding them. Surround yourself with people that challenge and support you. Build with integrity. Be intentional with capital. Don't sacrifice yourself just for the business. You need to look after your health, your relationships, and inner life that aren't optional. They are the foundational. They are the foundations of yourself. So founding is deeply emotional work. But when you build something that genuinely helps people live better lives, I think that fulfillment is unlike anything else. That to me is real success.
So actually all this conversation to actually come to this point where you actually redefined what success means to you compared to banking. This is another version of success, a previous one for you, and now this is what success means to you.
Yes, that's right. It's my journey, but everyone's journey is different. People need to discover their journey through different experiences.
But you can be successful even though you're not a banker or doctor it's just your own definition of success.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Jasmine.
you very much.
Thank you for sharing. So everyone, just a reminder, don't miss the Build Well, Live Well Summit on March 26th in Hong Kong. You can book your ticket. I will add the link in the description. And thank you, Garage Society, for this place. Thank you.